What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this video, we have, is India the perfect country for foreigners? We're about to find out. Before we dive in, though, I just want to give a big shout out to Max Chernov. This is his channel, and I've reacted to multiple of his videos recently, and all of them are such great content. So, in the description, I'll have his channel link, and I'll have the link to this video specifically. So y'all go check out his channel. Y'all go subscribe. And before we jump into this, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, give the video a thumbs up, and if you like to support the channel by becoming a member, all you gotta do is hit that join button. Let's dive right in.
Life can be harsh and hard, of course, but
For sure.
it's a city that offers so much. You can get all the services that you would really struggle in other countries.
Meet Patricia. She moved from France to India 9 years ago
Oh,
and
wow.
now works as a teacher at an international school in Mumbai. She shared with me her love-hate relationship with India, why she feels safer in Mumbai than in Paris, and the taboo topics you should never discuss while living in India. I'm Max, an entrepreneur and YouTuber from Singapore. Let's go.
Do you remember your first impressions of India?
Why are people honking all the time? I was trying to make sense of things. What does it mean, a horn, okay, please? And what's the point of all of that?
Yeah.
And at the same time, you have this paradox of thinking that, wow, there's so much collective intelligence in all this energy.
Yeah, it's like
you know?
self-organized. Big brain.
Self-organized, organic, and it's working out. So it's another logic. Why so much noise? Why am I tired? I'm not doing anything. Basically, all your senses are overstimulated. And these were the few impressions, how your senses are actually affected. The smells you have around you, from pleasant incense smells to less pleasant ones. Once you reach the airport of Mumbai, you have that dense air that you can actually breathe. I love just going to have a chit chat with a vendor here, meeting an uncle that comes here on a daily basis for his evening walk, seeing those kids coming back from work in their uniform, or the school van coming in the morning. You feel less isolated here because of the life outside, and only because the weather permits it. Look at this life around.
He is the second person to say, like, I don't know if it's Mumbai specifically, but India, like, coming there from another country, like, it's kind of an assault on your senses. It's like you got to get used to the taste, the smell, the sights. You got and all the other senses. You got to get used to all these things. It is a different culture. It's a different country, and so these are differences that you just have to learn to adjust to. But she is the second foreigner to say, like, yeah, it's like your senses are being overwhelmed.
We call it the city that never sleeps, and I kind of love it. Kills you, but it makes you still feel alive.
Why people say India is dangerous? I feel safe here. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's wrong. A sense of security. I walk around at night yesterday just to experience the city, the vibe, 10 p.m. It's quite crazy, like lots of people on the street, like life is going on. It's like, and I'm the only foreigner on the street.
I feel super safe, personally, daytime and nighttime. I love taking the local train in Mumbai. It's just faster, you avoid the traffic, and there's so much life happening around, within the compartment itself. So here you probably saw, I don't know, but you have men and women compartments. As a woman, you have the freedom to go to the men compartment if you wish to, if you're comfortable. And I feel super safe to go to any of both. And basically, you make a choice. All the doors are open. You make the choice as to where there's more space. If you're lucky enough, you can even sit. To be honest, when I tell my friends that I feel safer here than in Paris when I take the public transport, they are quite surprised. But at night also, something peculiar is that you have an agent, a policeman, a woman in the compartment for women. That adds to the sense of safety, but otherwise, I mean, I can wear a dress and walk, in heels outside. I've never been bothered at all, not even once. And whereas if I was in Paris, for example, in the public transport at night, I would probably wear, something else. Mumbai is one of those places where you can definitely feel safe because people are exposed to a diversity of people coming from, different backgrounds, different countries. It's quite a cosmopolitan place.
I read one of your Instagram
I feel
posts.
like I definitely get that. And I did not know. This is my first time hearing on public transport that there are separate compartments for men and women, and the women like had their own compartment to help them feel more safe. Even though she's like, sometimes I go in the men compartment and I feel just as safe. I feel more safe here in public transport than in Paris. Like, and I don't know what public transport looked like in Paris, but on the Indian train, the videos that we saw, the little clips they showed, it looked like pretty packed. And so the fact that she feels very safe means you have all those people that you're exposed to, but nobody's really a danger.
It's about the safety of traveling by night train for a woman. Is it a big problem?
If you don't stand by the door, which I used to do at the start, you're fine. What I've seen is that some women were harassed, their necklaces were taken away.
Oh, wow.
I've seen that twice in 9 years. Also, I'm not taking the local train so regularly now, but an accident could have happened. You know, they've just been robbed like that, or the phone. But because they are standing by the door as the train is moving, you know, it's comfortable in the sense that
easy
very
target.
breezy and all of that.
Yeah.
But you probably want to avoid that, you know, so you also have that sense of safety, not just by being harassed by a man or something, but general sense of safety, of security.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
left the phone when we came.
Yeah.
Like, would you do it without if I was not here?
I could.
Yeah. So so
absolutely trustful.
it's pretty safe to.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Really?
I never
Wow.
got anything stolen. And in fact, even the other day, I had forgotten something in the rickshaw.
Yeah.
And the watchman, so when I came from work, and the watchman came to ring my bell and said, you forgot that in the rickshaw. So the driver
Oh, wow.
had stepped out, given that item to the watchman who came to my door.
Your attitude about life
That's
in
the
India
second-
9 years
That's
ago?
the second time I've heard that from a foreigner, that they left something in the rickshaw and the rickshaw driver actually came back and gave it to the watchman. That's amazing. Like, to be that honest, I absolutely freaking love. So shout out to India. And she's like, yeah, I can leave my phone on the table, go to the restroom, whatever, come back, and I'm not worried about it being stolen or anything, which is definitely not the case. I feel like maybe it's me personally, but I don't think it's the case in the US. Like, I would never, if I was alone, leave my phone like on the table while going to the restroom or going anywhere. I just won't, like, when I step out of my car, make sure the doors are locked. No matter if I'm only going in somewhere for like a minute, I know doors are locked. I don't know. So India seems, from the way she's speaking, it makes it, where she's at, Mumbai seems safer than where I'm at.
Yeah.
And your attitude right now?
I think the social life makes it easier for someone to decide to stay. But every year I ask myself this question, what about next year? Am I staying or am I leaving? Because there's so many things I hate about this city, you know?
Like what?
Like pollution. After monsoon is great, that's the season where I tell myself, okay, I love Mumbai, this is where I see myself.
But now, is it bad or not too bad?
And now it's fine.
Now it's okay. I don't
okay.
feel like
Yeah.
much pollution.
After Diwali would be the worst because you have all these fireworks happening. I have 2 air purifiers. Otherwise, without it, I mean, I can't.
Yeah.
You know, I'm asthmatic as well. So December, January, February are the worst. You'd see myself. I wear actually a mask like every day because I take the rickshaw all the time. You would see myself asking myself, you know, what are you doing here? You know, the world is so big. There are so many other places where you could actually be as happy as here. And I've been offered a contract on a yearly basis. They used to offer me for 2 years contract, but I would also say, no, just 1 year.
I feel
Just 1
that.
year. I know stories of people who could not stand the city, who left after a few weeks because it was too much, or even after a few days, and who just hated it. Got into depression. It takes a lot of effort mentally to accept to let go of things you can't control. And honestly, the people around you, I really admire the people around me because they just teach you a big lesson of humility and just remaining calm. Because what's the point of being angry? There's nothing you can change about the situation, you know. Just accept it as it is because that's just how it is. And just like on the road, for example, you know, despite the chaos around, people rarely fight. You know, I don't know how many times I almost thought that I would lose my life in traffic. As far as there's no accident, it's fine. You know, the moment you touch a car or rickshaw, then you might be in trouble.
Yeah.
You know, and it could almost be physical. But except from that, you know, they're just a small look and then it's fine. You just let go. Life carries on. You know, so I quite admire that sense of self-control.
Anything else that
I
you?
feel like I love the sense of control what you can control, but understand things that are out of your control. Don't stress or worry about them because there's nothing you can do. You just let it go and move on. I love that attitude in living life. I will say, Mumbai. I don't think I could live in Mumbai. Like, I feel like there's probably some cities in India I could live in, like smaller cities, but Mumbai is too big. I can understand like people leaving after a couple weeks or a few days. Me personally, that just not my. It wouldn't be my environment or my atmosphere because it's just like it's too busy. It's too many people. It's too much traffic. It's just a lot, and I would be overwhelmed by all of it. But maybe like a smaller city, less traffic, less people. That's more me. And I'm sure there are plenty of small cities in India that I feel like I would probably absolutely love. But Mumbai, she stayed for 9 years, but I honestly don't think I'd survive more than a couple weeks. I'd probably book and be like, nah, I can't. Y'all let me know in the comment section though. How do you guys feel? Like, do you guys care if you live in a bigger city, or do you prefer a more smaller city? Doesn't matter. You can adjust to either or. Talk to me.
Used to.
Cycling, maybe simple things as walking.
Yeah.
I just discovered a park maybe 1 month ago that is just 10 minutes away from here. If I take the shortcut through the slum behind this building, it's a park that is half a kilometer long, and I never walked as much as I have like a few days ago, and it felt great. And it's a simple pleasure, that everyone should have access to. But here, for some reasons, I've lived in different neighborhoods of the city, Bandra, Lokhandwala, Andheri. You have this concept of paying to access a park, and the park is usually like tiny.
Ooh.
Very rarely you'll find a huge park, but this one is one of the biggest that I found in Juhu. I was just thrilled to be able to just go for a walk, but I had to take a transport to reach the park. And if I want to go there by bicycle, it's not impossible, but you have to accept, the bumpy roads, the dust you get in your face. You would mind your safety also because, you can have either a car crossing, a rickshaw, or a truck coming, unexpectedly. So you have to be confident with that. So I would miss. These are things that I miss, I would say.
Is there any habits that you obtained after living for 9 years in India?
Leaving my shoes just by the door when I come at home, waking up early, also because I don't have the choice, but I like it. Ginger chai in the morning.
Instead of coffee?
I love it. Actually, I have both, but I think I start my day with the chai when I'm in India. When I go to France, I
Switch
have
to
my
coffee.
French habits. When I'm here, I love the ginger chai in the morning. You need it to start the day. The head check, you have like 1,000 varieties of it. It can mean no, it can be yes, maybe, I'm not sure. Come, don't come. If you're asking a rickshaw driver to go somewhere and he answers with a head check and you're like, I used to be in that situation, but is it a yes? Are you taking me? Because I don't know, just come. I used to train myself in front of the mirror, the first week when I came to Mumbai. And I find it very difficult because in France we have that,
Yeah,
exactly.
yes,
Yeah.
or that, nothing in between,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to really try hard and was like, I can't find it, I can't find the way, And then you see so much around you that you try a bit harder and it comes to you.
Yeah. What's the clear yes?
It really depends.
That's really cool. I feel like, like if I first came over, I would be really confused by the head shake. But like you hear foreigners that the head shakes mean, so you got to figure out what each variety of the head shake means. You got to know what's yes, no. Well, you got to figure it out.
Because even this can be yes, but
Yes, but
maybe,
not sure. Maybe. What is maybe then? Like
I
that?
would say so, yes.
Okay, this maybe.
Let me think.
What about English? Did you struggle with the local accent in the beginning?
The first time I had struggle, actually, I was back in London in a pretty much Indian neighborhood, and I felt extremely embarrassed. I felt very sorry to the shopkeeper, but I just could not understand him, despite the fact that I was okay in English. I didn't have any struggle.
But it was English person or Indian person
It was,
in London?
English from Indian origins. For me, was Indian.
So the accent was Indian?
Absolutely Indian.
Because sometimes you don't understand people from the northern England.
Oh yes,
like you don't
absolutely.
understand
I would struggle with them as well.
No, geez Louise, he's not lying. Anything Scottish, Welsh, Irish is definitely more of a struggle with their accents, and I'm like, 'cause when I react to UK content, and sometimes I'm like, huh? They're speaking English, but their accents are so thick.
I mean, yeah, trust me. Here, I faced some situations at the start, even to express myself with a bit of an Indian accent, if we can call it that way. So I started rolling the R, Rai Jana Hai, like instead of right.
Yeah,
You know,
more,
so
more
to make it
focus
more
on R.
evident. But then I started to learn Hindi, at least, you know, the basics to find my way around. And that helped the process also. That helped me also be more, not more respected, but that helped drivers to understand that, okay, I've been here for some time and I know that you have to put the meter and I know that this is not the way, you know, so it helps to learn the language and also just to connect with the people, you know, just for that. I don't know, I mean, people are very supportive whenever you speak their own language, and especially here in India. You put a hey in the end and they're like, wow, are kya baat hai? You know, they're very supportive of you making the effort to learn their language.
वो एक दोस्त है सिंगापुर से है तो आज एक छोटा इंटरव्यू करना है
क्या स्टार्टर लेगा तू
हाँ
स्टार्टर
एक दही पूरी चाहिए और दो स्पेशल चाय चाहिए
She's very familiar for all.
Yeah?
Yeah, this one.
Ah, so everyone knows her. Right.
I've been coming for so many years actually
Yeah.
Are there like taboo topics, like big no-no that you don't want to discuss with?
She seems like very social and like very get out and about, get to know people. That's really cool. I always wanted to be like that, but I'm more introverted. I'm more keep to myself.
Maybe
People.
politics.
Yeah.
Maybe politics right now. Don't be too loud. That's one topic that comes to my mind because things have evolved so much. Even, you know, living together without being married is kind of accepted in cities like Mumbai. Sex before marriage, I think, is pretty much accepted as well. But you don't want to be too vocal about it, I guess. I don't know. It depends where you come from, where you are in your life, how old you are.
Any other advice for foreigners who come to India?
Don't wear a bikini if you go to the beach in Mumbai.
Really?
I've seen that once, a white girl wearing a bikini.
Because
And
like it's not socially accepted.
It's not Goa. I've
What is
never
Goa?
seen anyone else wearing so little on the beach. It's not something we do here. I think
Okay.
that you really have to think carefully about certain customs, certain habits that people have, how they dress. When I came here in India, I used to cover myself so much until I realized that in Bandra, where it's quite modern, Bandra West is very modern and all that, you do have all styles. You can have a girl completely veiled from top to down, or a girl with a mini short and a very, like a crop top. You understand that, okay, this is okay also, but in this neighborhood, it might not be okay in another one.
Okay.
You know, so you have to observe carefully the life around you to understand what you can or shouldn't do. So be probably sensitive culturally about where you're going. Don't come and kiss each other because that's not what we do here. You can't reproduce what you do at home exactly the same way in another country, and in India here for these
I
kids,
feel that.
you know. So observe, take time to observe when you come. It's probably the piece of advice I would give.
So do you guys just, because I seen like a lot of people on the beach just seem like they're in like regular like everyday clothes, like pants, a shirt. So do you guys like go to the beach like fully dressed would be my question. That is a completely different culture. That'd be kind of a culture shock. Like if I came there, went to the beach, everybody was kind of fully dressed. I'd be like, what's going on here? But y'all talk to me in the comment section on that one. That was very interesting, but I agree with her. You're coming to another country, you're coming to a place where you don't know. It's better to just kind of play it safe, take time, observe, see how other people dress, see how other people do things, and then kind of fit right in and start doing things that way.
have to grab it like this and try to put everything in your mouth.
Oh, wow.
Probably don't want to take a video of that.
That's a big bite.
But basically that's the way.
Oh, okay. The full one. All right. It's pretty big.
Yes, I know. Amazing.
That was wow. very rich taste.
What's the bad things about living in India?
Maybe the climate. Not everyone would agree with it because right now it's getting a little bit humid. But I hate the cold, I hate winter. At the same time, I reach a point maybe that I miss a little bit the sequences of the seasons, you know, that we have in Europe. The temperature for me is a big aspect of it. The people are just so approachable, so nice, so welcoming.
I love that.
They make me laugh and smile every single day. And yes, they are a big factor of the reason why I'm still here today, I would say. You know, they make you feel that you're welcome and you're almost part of the family. They can easily invite you at home even though they've just met you. The energy that Mumbai has is that you have the feeling to live in different types of dimensions and the different times also altogether. Every 2 seconds, this is being reset. You can be in a neighborhood with luxurious environment around you. In the next minute, you're crossing a slum, a local market, and maybe a British era architecture.
In Mumbai, you have cities in the city, and every neighborhood
in
has
the
its
city.
own identity. If you go to Powai, you don't have the feeling that you're in India at all.
Yeah, why?
Because you have huge avenues, you have pavements where you can actually walk, it's quiet, there's hardly anyone begging in the street.
I have the feeling to be living in the mid-1950s sometimes, you know, with the street vendors, you know, on the wheel, on the chariot and the veggies and all of that. At the same time, in the very much 21st century with all the technology and all the services around you, it's just something that is almost addictive. You know, life can be harsh and hard, of course, but it's a city that offers so much. You can get all the services that you would really struggle in other countries.
Yeah, like,
you know,
grocery
That's cool. Like, it's just, you could experience so much diversity within the city. You could even experience different time periods within the city. Like, you can't do that everywhere. And the fact that you can do that in Mumbai is actually pretty freaking dope.
delivery,
grocery deliveries, calling your bank on a Saturday night, getting things
On a
sorted
Saturday
instantly.
night?
You know, if you fall sick on a Sunday night, you can call a chemist next door, and within 10 minutes, you're sorted. There's no really health system here as we would have, healthcare system as we would have in France. If you have the money, you can be treated without waiting for months to see a specialist, for example. You know, I live 10 minutes away from a huge hospital. They do surgery with robots and everything, like high tech. So you have this comfort as well. So it's all together, all mixed.
But still, it feels like it's still relatively cheap, like from Uber to, I don't know, groceries.
If we compare to the countries where we were maybe before in Europe, for example, I mean, I would never use the taxi in France because it's so steep. I would never ask for delivery because just the delivery itself would be 10 euros. 15 euros, you know, it's like, no way, I better cook. You know, so here you take it a bit lightly and you tell yourself, okay, it's fine. I can have a massage at home this weekend because I know I can afford it. In France, if you want to have a massage, first, I don't think you get it at home that easily. You'll have to go somewhere and maybe it's going to be a gift because it's like 60, 70, 90 euros, you know, around those prices. And here for almost maybe 20 euros, you can have a 1 hour massage.
I discovered yesterday the Uber had this option to hire a driver for like 5 hours, 6 hours.
Yes.
That's what I did yesterday, and it cost like $15.
Yeah, it's insane, right?
It's
To hire a driver for $15, $16 for $15. When you think about like gas in the US, bro, like 5, 6 hours, you're gonna be paying over $15 just driving and gas alone, bro. So that's like so freaking wild to me.
insane, yeah.
It just makes things so smooth, so easy, and we should be inspired by that. You know, whenever I go back to France, I'm in such a bad mood because when you reach the airport, things are not working. There's no agent to help you out. Or if you see people around you that are struggling, the agents are hardly, I don't want to be harsh, but you would see people struggling to even speak English at times. I'm like, oh man, come on, like it's 2023. We have to be better than that. Paris is a beautiful city. It's one of the most visited cities in the world, but we can do better than that. So in terms of services, I think in India, we are really great. We keep the standards really, really high, I would say. And they provide great quality, I would say. They're always ready to help. Sometimes it can be a bit hard, but they're really ready to help, I would say.
And what I heard, Indians are very proud of them being Indians.
Yes.
It's like I Google, like I read some articles online, like some forums, and also I talk to people. Like my taxi driver, I asked him, like, have you ever visited any other country? And he's like, no, I love India. I never even go to like Sri Lanka, so India is my place. I love India.
Once I asked a young girl I was visiting, it was the first few months of
Yeah.
my life in India. I was in Elephanta Island, and I asked her, okay, so do you love India? And she was like, of course I love India. You know, how not to love my country?
Yeah.
People love their country and they're
Yeah.
very proud of it. You have to see the cricket matches of
Oh,
India versus Pakistan. You know,
Yeah.
it creates so
I feel like great matches, big rivalry. I feel like India, Pakistan. I don't know who's won the most out of the two countries. I know they both beat each other, but I don't know and I don't know which team is better right now at the moment. But I've seen highlights from India versus Pakistan matches, and those matches are absolutely incredible.
much joy if India wins, for example, and you know, it gives a sense of pride of their country.
Mumbai is big with Bollywood,
Mm.
and like there are a lot of people like who wanna be in this industry,
Yes.
like actors, directors, and stuff. It feels like Hollywood, but maybe even bigger level, like higher level. So it's really like big thing for people.
Actors are considered as gods.
So you have people coming from
Gosh,
different
oh.
backgrounds, different states, whose dream is really to be famous,
Yeah.
you know, and become maybe a Shah Rukh Khan or someone else,
Yeah.
you know.
So I used to live in Pali Hill. Pali Hill is in Bandra. It's a beautiful area, very greenery, and you have some famous actors living there. My landmark was Dilip Kumar Bungalow, and even at times, I mean, I remember once I was just driving through Pali Hill Road, Chole Rajan Road actually, and the rickshawala, the rickshaw driver, was convinced I was in the film industry for some reason, you know, and I had to say no, you know. And it's funny also because when I came, I just remember that people used to ask to take pictures with me, which I found very surprising because, I mean, why would you take a picture with me? I mean, I'm no one, you know, I'm not a celebrity whatsoever. But sure, I mean, I'll take a picture with you, you know, and maybe with the whole family, you know, since we start. In Bandra, so you have like Shah Rukh Khan, you have his bungalow, so every weekend you see the crowd just there waiting maybe for him to step out. You have all these big actors, houses, bungalows, everyone know where they live, and there's a kind of routine that maybe they would wave at the window or something, and people travel from states to come to Mumbai for that.
Wow.
You know, because they are huge fans. Bollywood, you know, just make you step out of your real daily life, of your struggle, and make you have dreams. You have those heroes. You have those heroes. You want to identify to the story. You know, you're conflicted. You know, about the love story happening maybe between people or two different castes, two different religions, and you want to see what's happening because maybe you're facing the same situation. Maybe someone in your family. Films are, I think, an important part of how people evolve in their way of thinking, their way of
I feel
relating
that.
to one another or to a particular topic. And of course, they have these Bollywood dances. It's just amazing when you see people dancing, they know all the choreography, all the lyrics. It's
That's so
wow.
crazy.
Whenever
Y'all
we
time to be in the comment section. How much of y'all know choreography from at least one Bollywood movie? Y'all practice it and y'all can do the choreography. If that song was played, y'all got it down.
have parties in school and there's some Bollywood happening, like the crowds just gather, you know, some Bollywood from the 70s, 80s, and everyone would be coming
That's
to dance,
crazy.
and we'll just follow the steps all together. We don't have such things in France, for sure.
I feel
Did you miss France in the beginning, or you start missing France?
Obviously, you know, there would be things that I miss from France. You know, simple things like going to the park to have a walk, or the clean air, or the silence. Basic things from the daily life. You know, maybe the different genres of movies at the cinema, or the cultural life that you would have in big cities, or even like average-sized cities.
Would you go back to France? Do you think to live?
I'm not sure.
not sure.
If you want to hear more stories,
Like I don't know. I don't know. Absolutely loved it. And I love getting to hear experiences of foreigners in India and why they moved to India and why they decided to stay and why they not really going back home. Y'all talk to me in the comment section. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, check out the next one, and we will see